Good morning, Gate City Rotary! Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Good morning, Gate City Rotary! All right, that's better, class. Glad everybody is here. We have invocation. I think David Graves, you're up.
Yeah. Let us pray. Almighty God, bless us that we might strengthen our hearts and minds to retain the ideals of Rotary and practice them at all times. Help us bolster our spirits through friendship with acquaintances, both old and new, and constantly search for the chance to invite new friends to join with us too. Let us hold our ethical standards high in our lives, in our homes, in our work, and ever strive to advance goodwill in our land and all over the earth. Give us strength to serve wherever we're asked, in whatever capacity, and work like the burden lay solely with us, regardless what the cause may be. And grant through our faith in our friends, in our clubs, and in you, that our efforts will help us better our lives, through our lives, better Rotary. Amen. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, thank you, David. Steve, who's here?
Good morning, all. Erica, would you like to introduce your guests?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Good morning, Gay City. I'd like to introduce you to Sabrina. So if you wouldn't stand for me, please. Sabrina Glenn, and I have to read her title because it's a little bit long. So she is the Director of Commuter Resources for the Piedmont Authority for Regional Transportation. She was introduced to me last week by Judy Brumley at an event in Burlington, and I'm happy to have her as our guest today.
And Mike Conrad?
Yeah. He's going to be introduced later.
I'll get this down one day. Well, we have John Passing with us, and once again, and past District Governor Dave McCoy from High Point Club.
If you guys are keeping count, that's, I think, 3 more weeks in a row of a district governor or past district governor here again.
Is there something wrong? We're trying to doing something right.
And we also have a very familiar face and I guess a visiting Rotarian today, past President Emily Hoole's here. And although she is still a member, I see Dorothy Downey over there. She's shifted over into slightly different status, but Dorothy's here. Great to see you as always. All right, Mike, we've got a chock-full meeting today, but you know what? We still have time to play the feud. We've got time for the feud today, Mike. We're going to make it happen. I can't go 2 weeks without playing the feud. And since we have Emily here, we got the whole family. The whole family over here. Dorothy, come on. Yes, yes. The Downey family is over here. Oh, you can keep your seat. All right. So, whole family, we're going to play or pass? Oh! The whole family is going to pass. That brings us over to the Downey family. All right. I got to tell you, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. 100 people surveyed. Name an American city that starts with the letter T. Top 5 answers on the board. An American city. Oh, no help now. No help now. You know the rules. You've been here long enough. Not at this stage. You know the rules. Oh, wait, just one. Just one. Yeah, just one. Name one. Trenton. All right, you got one strike. We got 5 answers on the board, Erica. Name of American city that starts with a T.
And I have to say Thomasville, right?
Out of Erica. Out of 100 people surveyed nationwide. All right.
Tulsa.
Tacoma. All right, you got one more strike. You got one more strike.
You took well past me.
Tallahassee. Ding, 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 ding. Number one answer. Number one answer. All right, we got 4 answers left on the board. Tampa. Number 3 answer. All right. What was your answer? Oh, yeah, that was still wrong. All right, Sally. You got 2 strikes, 3 answers left on the board. 3, 2, 1. Tupelo. We're going with Tupelo, honey. All right.
We got it. Tulsa.
We got 3 answers left on the board. American city starts with T.
Tulsa.
Toledo. Ding, 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 ding. That's your answer. All right. You guys win it. Split the tickets up. You'll get 2 each. Good job. Good job. All right, Dale. Birthdays and anniversaries. Anybody get any older?
Come back.
Covers March 9th through 15th. On the 10th of March, Mike Slane will get a day older.
Right.
Tom Nelson on the 10th will be celebrating his 12th year with Gate City Rotary. And on March 13th, Mark Reynolds will be celebrating his 14th year with Gate City Rotary.
All right. All right, moving right along. We're good. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. The last 2 answers were Tulsa and Tucson. Tulsa and Tucson. No. Trinity was not on the list. Oh, no. All right, Erica, we got a youth update. Erica or Steve?
Just a reminder that the 15th is the last day for the RILEP application. So if you have someone interested, please make sure that they go follow the link that I emailed to you. And also make sure that they record Gate City as their referring partner. The deadline again is the 15th.
Yeah, and guys, that is a hard deadline. It's not going to be bent at all. March 15th is it. So if anybody is interested in that program and you have a youth that qualifies for it, make sure you get them signed up. All right. Is anything happening on May 13th? Anything at all?
I left the calendar back at the office, so does anyone know what's going on May 13th?
May 13th. Check your calendars. Does everybody have it written down? What's happening?
Sleeping Booty Party with a Purpose, our fundraiser, and fundraising committee. I sent out an email blast to the fundraising committee yesterday. If you'll just take a look at it and see if everything makes sense to you, that's kind of where we are. We just have a couple items to nail down in terms of prizes, and we're going to start this thing rolling.
All right. Make sure y'all have plenty of notice. We don't need anybody out of town for any other events, no weddings, graduation parties, all that stuff. Move them, move them. We got Sleeping Booty on May 13th. All right, is Lisa here? Lisa, what's happening in April?
It's what every mother always wants.
District conference, we have 9 votes registered. The registration cutoff, I think, is March 30th or April 1st.
And you can still get in an early registration, I think. I think you can still get, yeah. So we got 9 already. Let's get shooting for 12, guys. So let's get 3 more.
Drawings. I wasn't here last week, so Dan, you.
Can't win unless you run.
Tom, have a little surprise. Yeah, Bill was the last 1, 2.
All right. That's who it is.
Compliments of Tony. Where's Tom? You should have gotten several emails for registration. I can't forward it because the link won't work if you forward it, but if you're interested and don't have the email with the link, send me an email and I'll get you the instructions.
Yeah, and if you Google District 7690, you can go directly to the district page, and the link is readily available. So shooting for 12 guys, we've got 9 already. Let's go ahead and if you're even thinking about it, go ahead and get registered, because once you register, then you have to go. So. All right, is Dale Hopkins here? I see Dale this morning. Just a reminder from him. We do have the trash pickup. I know the Sign Up Genius went out yesterday, I believe, or maybe the day before. That's March 18th, and he is still finalizing the Camp Carefree project. But get signed up for the trash pickup. That's usually, only an hour and a half or so. Yeah, you get a little bit of, you get a biscuit and go out and help clean the community, so that's always good. All right, we've got a couple of other presentations, but before we dive into those, Buster, let's do some happy dollars.
Let's do happy dollars. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Emily, world traveler. We don't get to travel ourselves, but we get to watch you.
That is true. So, first happy dollars, just happy to be back visiting Gate City Rotary Club, the best Rotary Club in the world. Yay. I have joined one in Norway, so I'm part of the Stavanger Rotary Club, and so they're they're small but mighty, so we're growing. We're about 18 members now, but we have just this year formed the first ever Interact Club in Norway, so we're sponsoring that. We're launching a big global grant tomorrow outside of Chennai, India. It's a watershed water project that altogether is about $340,000, so that's cool. So the club's doing cool things over there. So personally, I'm here for the week, but tomorrow I head to Chicago because my daughter Kylie is engaged and getting married. We're doing wedding dress shopping.
Oh.
So excited about that. And then my son, who was not invited back to ECU, has got his life together and is in community college, and he got into the Dean's List. For his first year. So,
Great.
celebrating this.
Hey there. So my happy dollar is 2 parts. So, the first part is Olivia. My youngest was, she made the golf team over at Eastern Gilpin Middle. So very excited about that. But the second part of that is everybody made it. And she recognized absolutely ridiculous. And she was very frustrated that the coach did not cut the people that needed to be cut. So I'm happy that she recognizes that everybody doesn't always win every time. And everybody does not always get a trophy.
Alex.
Yeah. Not legally, but traditionally, I'm getting married on Sunday.
Okay.
Alex, we're only going to get you presents when you legally get married.
Don't kill me, but yesterday, if you didn't know, was International Women's Day. And my good friend Dale Farlow sent me a message yesterday morning and said, "Today is Working Without Women Day," or something like that.
Wow.
It's just a bittersweet dollar. We've been fortunate to have our son local for a while after he was working in Detroit. And unfortunately for him, unfortunately for us, he's moving across the country for a new job that he's really excited about in California.
All right. You all know that Grandpappy is, he's always, I try very hard to just repeat the G-rated things. Maybe gushing up to a PG, but obviously Grandpappy doesn't always say things that are rated G or PG. So I'm going to go with a PG-13, maybe PG-14. If it upsets you, please, I apologize. If it really upsets you, blame Bobby Christensen. So anyway. So Grandpappy saw this advertisement for a male enhancement product. And it made some pretty impressive claims, and so we ordered it. So it comes in the mail, he opens it up, it's a magnifying glass. It has a warning sticker, avoid exposure to direct sunlight.
I'm starting to see why the district governors keep showing up. Good grief. All right, thank you, Buster, as always. All right, so we have a couple of special moments in Rotary today. First of which, we are going to ask past District Governor Dave McCoy to come on up, as well as Mike Conrad. These guys together work on the Paul Harris programs that we have, and both actually have a presentation today. So Dave, come on up, and Mike, if you'll come up as well. I will yield the floor to you two.
Let Dave go first. He's older. I'm what? That is not a takeaway. Okay. It's good to be with you again. I was here in January when I made Chris a Paul Harris Society member, and that morning a brand new member of the Gate City Rotary Club also stepped forward and said, you know, I want to do that too. Well, I wasn't totally prepared, other than I had an extra lapel pin, and so when I presented Chris his Paul Harris. Huh? Yeah, where is it? Yeah, that's the biggest thing I did. It's on my other jacket. And I found out one member of our club, he must have had a closet full of jackets, because every time I turned around, I was handing him a pin. But Gigi became a Paul Harris Society member that morning, brand new member of the club. I think she joined in July, and she has hit the ground running as an active member. So this morning, in absentia, I am presenting her officially with the Paul Harris Society materials. Her pin is on the banner now. She does have the emblem that I hopefully she is wearing. And then what I'm going to do is give you a certificate that if you will give that to her. Just briefly, Paul Harris Society. I'm proud of this club. They have an extremely huge number of Paul Harris Society members. And it is easy to accomplish. You know, $85 a month on RI Direct, $250 a quarter, $1,000 a year. But it is a commitment that as long as you're able to do so, that you will give $1,000 a year. This comes back to your club, to the district, half of it in 3 years. Less than, of the 1.2 million members in Rotary, less than 3% of the members are Paul Harris Society members. But yet they constitute over 35% of the total giving to the Rotary Foundation. That's powerful. That's powerful. I have applications. I'm glad to talk with you. I think the thing that I like to drive home is we make it easy for you to join. $85 a month. I don't know about your credit card bill, but boy, on mine, that gets hidden real quick. I would encourage you to join. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for what you do.
And mine is really to tag on to actually what Dave's already said. As you all know, Paul Harris was one of the founders of Rotary in 1905, and in his honor, the Paul Harris Fellow was set up.
And what I like to say is that 92 cents of every dollar that we contribute to the Rotary Foundation is used for the programs. So it supports all the humanitarian things that not only we do in our community, but all around the world. And so when we have so many Paul Harris Society members, we have 12 out of 70 plus in this club, which is a huge, huge percentage, probably more so than most clubs in this district. We're going to have those folks that are now Paul Harris plus 1, plus 2s, plus 3s, and so forth. For every $1,000, you're recognized for that. So today it's my honor to recognize our own president, Chris, is a Paul Harris plus 1. So that means he's given $2,000 to our Rotary Foundation.
Awesome, thank you.
Tom Richardson is a Paul Harris plus 2, meaning that he has given $3,000 to our Rotary Foundation. Congratulations.
All right, so now for the next special presentation, and Charles Bassing and your sponsor will come up, as well as Patrick Flanagan and your sponsor.
Thank you.
You should. You're not his sponsor.
When you snooze, you lose.
And Robbie, if you'll come up.
Well, as we've already seen this morning, the attributes and opportunities of membership in Rotary International, and specifically Gate City Rotary, are vast. Our club was founded in 1991 with an eye towards opportunities for service from the initiation. We are very pleased this morning to introduce and induct 2 new members into Gate City Rotary, and I would ask Justin Plummer and Mike Conrad for some brief introduction of our newest members at this time. Governor? Counselor.
So, believe it or not, I met Charles at a gym. I know I don't look like I frequent it. But it just goes to show how crazy life is. I met Matthew Foster through the Kappa Alpha Order, which is our fraternity at App State. And I looked over and I was just kind of, I don't know, looking weights or something, looked over and I saw a KA shirt on the back of this guy. And I never do this. I'm not this guy at all. I kind of walked over and said hey to him and kind of told him what I did, and he said that he worked at Northwestern Mutual, and so we got together for lunch one day and just kind of hit it off, and I told him about Rotary, and he seemed very interested in it. And the one thing I'll say about him is he actually started his chapter of KA at High Point University, so he was the president, got everything going, so he's going to be a great asset to us. So.
A little bit about Patrick Flanagan. I've been knowing Patrick since he was this high. I worked with his dad at Western Electric and AT&T. Great family. Patrick, I've been kind of seeing him a lot at Starbucks. So it's, it's all about the ask. And I thought to myself, Patrick Flanagan would make a great Rotarian. So I asked him, I said, have you ever thought about it? And he said, oh, I'd love to come to the meeting. And so as a result, he's going to join the club. But Patrick has 3 boys, one that's in the 12th grade, one in the 10th grade, and one in the 6th grade. The one in the 12th grade, for all you Carolina fans, is going to be going to Chapel Hill. I knew I said that. And Patrick works for Tech Systems. They do a lot of IT work. So we're so happy to have Patrick as a new member of the Gate City Club. Thank you.
Well, Patrick and Charles, we welcome you today as new members. We welcome you not only for the fine fellowship that we all share, but also for your strong arms and sturdy backs that will help us carry out our many projects to make our community, our country, and the world a better place in which to live. It's mindful of us as we take this opportunity to remind ourselves of what Rotary is and is not as an organization. Rotary is not a political organization, but all Rotarians are vitally concerned with everything pertaining to good citizenship and the election of good men and women to public office. Rotary is not a charitable organization, yet its activities exemplify the charity and the sacrifices that one should expect from people who believe that they have a responsibility to others and to help others. Rotary is not a political or charitable or religious organization, but it is built on those eternal principles that have served as a moral compass for people throughout the ages. Well, Rotary is an organization of business and professional people pledged to upholding the highest professional standards. Rotarians believe that worldwide fellowship and international peace can be achieved when business people unite under the banner of service. Now at this time, Charles and Patrick, you have been chosen for membership here in the Rotary Club of Gate City because your fellow members believe you to be leaders in your special line of activity and because you manifest those qualities of head and heart that fit you to interpret and impart the message of Rotary. You are the representative of your vocation in this club, and any information of an educational value pertaining to your craft must naturally come to us through you. And at the same time, gentlemen, you also become an ambassador from us to your classification. And we rely on you to carry the principles and ideals of service which we here inspire to those who share your professional activity. The community will know and judge Rotary by your embodiment of it in character and service. And we accept you as members because we know our principles and organization to be safe in your keeping. We also expect you to give us the inspiration that will help us to become better Rotarians. And it is with this hope that I ask your sponsoring members and our president here to give you the distinguishing pin of membership and accompanying documents and attributes of membership. And also gladly extend to you the hand of fellowship and welcome you as members. Patrick. Thank you so much. Charles. Very good. Now, please stand at this time. Once again, we are commissioning each of our new members, Charles and Patrick, for membership in this great organization, going back to 1905, going back to 1991. Patrick, Charles, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
All right, just before we get to the speaker, I've got one more, got to be a short presentation. Tony, come on up. Got a fair trade for you. All right, Tony, so what we're doing here, and for the new members, you just received the red badge, and you're going to have the red badge for as long as you need it. And what I mean by that, there are some, there's some criteria that you have to meet in order to graduate to your blue badge, which I'm giving to Tony today. He has met all the requirements. He's gone to a board meeting. He's joined a committee. He's really plugged in and gotten involved in Gate City Rotary, and we're proud to hand that over to you. Thank you. Thank you. Last thing before we call up the guest speaker. Mike, we got a sock check?
I think it's Justin Plummer.
You think Justin's going to win?
Today.
All right, let's see it.
Well, I got to show it.
Oh, yeah. All right, so.
Not only bicycles.
Yeah. So Justin got dressed in the dark. All right,
Very excited to introduce Elaine Pleasance this morning. Reading through her bio, it's amazing. We met earlier in life with Match.com because as you read the bio, there's so many similarities we both have. But
You're on Match.com now?
I was 22 years ago.
He is now.
When do you know you're on? That's the secret. Elaine is a Executive Director of Wheels for Hope. She's been with Wheels for Hope since 2014 and oversees the statewide operations. She graduated from UNCG, Go Spartans, that's the one, with a degree in economics too. She has worked in management and nonprofits for 27 years, including for the YMCA and Planned Parenthood. I didn't work for Planned Parenthood. Having moved to North Carolina when she was 12, she considers herself a native. She is a resident of Clayton, North Carolina, where she lives with her husband 22 years. I've been married 22 years. She has a 13-year-old daughter, and a rescued shelter dog. She is a member of the missions committee at her church, Horn Memorial United Methodist, has been in Girl Scout leaders. With me, but you know that I've been in Boy Scouts for about 10 years. She's been doing it for 8 years, and enjoys cycling. And Mike wore a cycle soccer actually. It is my pleasure to introduce Elaine Pleasant for Wheels for Hope.
So I'm going to stand here, and I hope everyone can hear me okay. I'm pretty good. Okay, I'm pretty good at projecting, but I'll stand here. So Will, thank you guys very much for having me. I love coming to Rotary. You guys are so much fun and so engaged. Wheels for Hope is a nonprofit organization. We've been in the Triad since 2012, but we've been statewide since the year 2000. We are located on Burlington Road, which is almost in Alamance County. We're at the very, very end there, but we do serve Alamance, Forsyth, Guilford, and Rowan currently, and in the whole Triad in general. Our mission is to provide affordable and reliable transportation to individuals and families who are economically vulnerable. And we're a community of all faiths, and we rely on donated cars and volunteers and partners throughout the community to help us do our work, and I'll expand on that in just a sec. This is Monica. She's the lady in the back leaning on the door. She received a car from us last year. She's a single mom. She was referred to us from Step Up Ministries, where she completed their life skills program. She received the 2002 Ford Taurus that her beautiful daughters are sitting on. You can't really see it well in the picture. Her quote was, "This car will make it easier for my family to be able to get places like the grocery store and laundromat without having to make several trips, and it will remove a lot of stress from our daily lives." And the thing I always ask people to do is think about, what would your life be without a car? It's so, we're so reliant on our cars. When we ask people, what are you going to do now that you have a car? They say simple things like, well, I'm going to get more than 2 bags of groceries at the grocery store. Or now my kid can play golf on the golf team, or do some after-school activities or whatever. And these are things that we all take for granted. Next slide, please. So our car placement, how did we get our people in our cars? They have to be referred to us from one of our partner agencies. We currently have 22 partner agencies in the Triad, and they're working on some sort of case management program with these clients that is helping them move toward on the road to self-sufficiency. These are just a few examples: Church World Service, Urban Ministries, Malachi, Hannah's Haven. We are partnered with the VA in Salisbury. We are partnered with Arthur Cassell in High Point. So we're all over the Triad. They have to be employed, so they have to have a wage-earning job, and the reason we ask for that is so that we know they'll be able to maintain the car once they've received it from us, and it's not just sitting in their driveway, not helping them. They must, of course, have a valid driver's license, and they can't have any other cars in the household. We're really looking for people where the car is going to be a transformational piece of their life. They do pay $500 for the car. The cars are valued between $2,500 and $4,500, so they're paying significantly less than the value, but we do ask them to pay something for the cost of the car. We do place a lien on the car for a year, so we hope that they'll keep the car for at least a year. We know it's not going to be their forever car. A 2000 Ford Taurus is not going to be their forever car, but we do want them to keep it for about a year, so that, for 2 reasons. One, so it will continue to help them, but also so that someone can't come and take it from them, and so, if they're having financial difficulties. And then we do provide a 6-month limited warranty with our cars as well. So we do stand behind the cars we sell. When we have a car blessing, when we find the recipient, who's the young lady holding the baby here, we have what was called a car blessing, and we get together and we celebrate her accomplishments or his accomplishments, and wish them well and recognize our partners and our volunteers. Sometimes they're held at churches, this one was. Sometimes we just do it in our garage, or we'll do it in a partner agency or a partner congregation or whatever. So how can you help me? Obviously, our organization is completely reliant on card donations. Without people donating their cards to us, then we can't do our work. It is a tax deductible contribution, and you deduct the fair market value of your car or the sales price, just depending on how we use it. We take any car, so if your car's not running, if you have a 1981 Ford Opel that's all that's left on it is the wheels, we will still take it. Not Ford Opel, but an Opel. And we'll recycle at least half the cars that come to us, we actually do recycle in some way, either by placing them in the program or selling them to the public. So if, there's that also, your car doesn't just go die in a graveyard somewhere. People have strong connections to their cars. It's a very emotional thing sometimes for people to give their cars to us. We rely heavily on partner congregations and community groups like the Rotary and other churches for financial support and helping us spread the word about our organization. We use volunteers as mechanics. We also use volunteers as car owners. They go out and pick up the cars for us, take them to garages, that sort of thing. And partner garages that do a lot of the work on the cars for us. So here's a few of examples of our partner garages. Auto Trends, Danny's, Honest One. We have about 15 right now throughout the triad who are providing either completely free labor for us or significantly reduced cost labor for us. We have a parts discount through Advance. So we get the parts at very, very inexpensively. We send them to the shops install them and do the work for us, and it's great. So please tell your mechanic about us, and we'd love to partner with many, many more mechanics. Volunteers, we are in desperate need of volunteers always. You don't have to be a super duper certified mechanic if you're a shade tree mechanic, if you just want to change oil and put on new brake pads, we can use you. On the left is Richard. He's one of our very dedicated volunteers here in Greensboro. On the right, we have a mechanic who you can kind of see in the middle who is educating all our new car recipients on how to take care of their car, how to check their oil, how to make sure they have enough air in their tires, that sort of thing. We sell used cars. So on top of our program, we are a used car dealership, and a lot of time, my daughter tells everyone I'm a used car salesman, because that's the easiest way to explain it to 12 and 13-year-olds. So any car that we don't use in our program but still is a good working car, we will sell to the public. Some of the reasons we wouldn't sell a car to one of our recipients is that maybe it's a luxury vehicle and they can't afford the maintenance of it. It's got super duper high miles, and we just want to make sure that it'll last them a while. However, all our used cars do go through the same rigorous test. We have a 10-page inspection process that we go through. We have over 120 things we look at, and we make all necessary repairs to make the car safe and reliable. It costs about $2,000 to $3,000 for us to get a car ready for a recipient, and they only pay $500. So the used car sales are paying for us to repair the cars for the recipients. So every car that comes to us is fulfilling our mission, whether it gets in the hands of a recipient or not. So this is Regan, and he was referred to us from Malachi House 2. And he was a graduate of their residential substance abuse program. He got his 2001 Civic this year, and with it he was able to go back to school at Laurel University, and he also works full-time as a forklift operator. So as you can see, we get lots of different kinds of folks from all different kinds of agencies, but you can just tell he loved his car, he hugged his car, he cried. It's a very meaningful thing. So I appreciate you guys letting me tell you about Wheels for Hope. I'm happy to answer any questions if there's time. But if you could just help me out by telling other folks about us and thinking about, I know everybody doesn't have a car to give today, but thinking about when your car's at the end of its life, maybe donating it to a family who could really use it. Yes, sir.
How many cars do you sell a year to the recipients?
Our goal this year is 60 in the triad and 200 in Raleigh. So we are substantially increasing our numbers. Last year we did 45. And we tried to do about the same number in terms of used car sales to offset the costs.
What's the need? Like, I mean, if you gave 60, or
We have, currently the waiting list in the Triad has over 10 people on it. We try to get them in a car within 6 weeks, and sometimes it takes longer. I mean, it really does depend on the ebb and flow of the cars that come in, what quality they are, how much it's going to take us to get them back on the road. But we're signing up new agencies every day. Since we've only been in the Triad since 2012, we're still growing. And we've added 5 new agencies just in the last month. So, I mean, ideally, I'd love to be where we were placing 150 a year in the Triad. That would be no problem. I mean, we would have the people, we need them for sure.
What does your organization look like as far as the number of people and your financial needs to run the organization?
So we have 3 full-time staff in Greensboro, and the rest of the work is done by volunteers. Our most pressing financial need is generally for car repairs that are beyond the scope of what we can do in-house or what a partner mechanic is willing to do pro bono. So the used car sales cover about 75% of our operating expenses. So we need to fund the other 25% through gifts.
And what is that? How much is
You want a
that?
dollar number? I would say that's probably about $50,000 a year in the Triad right now. As our car sales grow, our model is that it's to be 80 to 85% self-sustaining, and that's what it is in Wake County because they've been around long enough to put that together. Wake County has a much larger operation. They have 8 paid staff and probably 20 regular volunteers who come in on a regular basis. But that's one of the nice things about what we do is it can be self-sustaining once it's leveled off, and we're not as reliant on fundraising, but we will always be partially reliant on fundraising, yes.
Are there programs like this in other states?
Some, not many. We're the only program like this in North Carolina, and we do get calls from people in other states asking how to start one, but it is not many now, to my understanding. Yes, ma'am.
Do people have to apply through their organization, or do they apply directly to
No, ma'am. We do no case management. That's another beauty of our work is that we really are repair people in this car salesman. We don't have to decide who gets a car. They have to come to us through one of these referring agencies. They have to have a case manager attest to the fact that they are ready for car ownership. It's not just about need, it's about will this car help them and are they ready for a car? Thank you all very, very much.
In honor of you coming to speak to us, we're going to donate a book on your behalf to Coden Elementary. It's a project that I think started with Emily a few years ago, so we are still doing that for our speakers. I really appreciate it. And we have one other order of business for you, and I don't think I have my raffle bucket. Didn't make it up there. When do y'all grab the bucket from the front desk? We will draw for our raffle. Keep y'all in suspense for a second. It's getting down to it. You guys need to start buying some raffle tickets because I think the deck is down to 23 cards or so. And I put the Queen of Hearts back in there, so. All right, if you can draw us a ticket, the last 3. 487. 487.
Let's make it an honest man.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.